So what do you think is going to happen, and what do you think we should want to have happen? Like, if this could end in a relatively comparatively non-catastrophic manner, and does that mean that Putin has to see a way forward that still involves him retaining control of Russia? Is there a way that he can do that without that would be acceptable to the West in any real sense? Like, what would be our preconditions for saying this is over and we can move on? What should they be?
Well, I mean, I think at this point, our basic precondition is Russians get the hell out of Ukraine, and stop attacking it, and stop threatening to attack it. You know, there are Russian war crimes being committed. There will be war crimes trials conducted. It's important to hold Russians accountable for the terrible things that they're doing. Beyond that, you know, I would personally be prepared to accept it if Putin accepted a military defeat, withdrew his forces, and returned, returned Ukrainian territory to Ukraine. I'd like to demand that he return, Donetsk and Luhansk that he had occupied to begin with, as well as Crimea. If I had to accept a peace that had a Russian military defeat, but that had Russian forces still in Crimea, without, of course, recognizing Crimea or changing our position on that in any way, I would be inclined to accept that, because the best outcome that we could hope for, and I'm not optimistic that we will see this, would be that the Ukrainian military, with no more assistance than the provision of weapons and supplies and so forth that it's getting now, maybe a little bit more of that, defeats the Russian military conventionally, and Putin accepts the defeat. That's the best possible outcome that we could hope for. It will be a humiliation of the Russian military of a sort that it hasn't experienced since the Russo-Japanese War of 1904, 1905. And that's why, unfortunately, I don't think Putin can accept it. I think Putin will does feel obliged to secure some military victory of some variety, because, as he keeps saying, weakness is lethal, and being defeated by the Ukrainians, he will regard as intolerable. But that's the best outcome that we could hope for, and it's what we are working for right now, and it's what we should continue to work for as long as there's a chance of that.
What do you think he might be pushed to accept as a minimally acceptable military victory? Any sense of that?
I've got to tell you, I'm beyond the point of being able to claim that I really understand Putin's thought process at this point, except to say that I'm pretty confident that he will not be able to accept emotionally and mentally a straightforward defeat by the Russian military or the Ukrainian military without trying to escalate more, which I think he's doing right now.